Hi everyone, I hope all is well. This week's Parsha is Parshat Bechukotai. Now, in this week's Parsha, we get one of the most famous concepts in Judaism, and especially very applicable right now. And the concept is referred to as it's referred to by Rashi. He says, Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh, right? All the Jews are responsible for one another. And now this comes up in this week's Parsha in a very interesting context. Now, obviously, taking this on a macro scale, we see that when all the Jews are responsible for each other, right, it's a positive thing. We're there to help each other and to guide each other in life. But really, it comes from a very negative place in the Torah, the Tocha, the rebuke, a bunch of curses, bad things that are going to happen to the Jews if we don't abide by the Torah, by mitzvot. And it comes specifically from a pasuk from the verse that says "V'chashlu ish b'achiv," right? It says that people are going to stumble over one another onto each other's swords and end up killing ourselves, right? Very impactful verse here. And so, what do we see about this message that we get from here? That we all have to care for one another. What happens in this context is that there's some kind of impending danger. And all the Jews were running away, right? We're running away, and we're only paying attention to ourselves. So what happens when you're running in a crowd and you're only paying attention to yourself? You trip over someone else, and that's what happens. You trip and you fall, and right in the imagery is drawing here is that you're falling on your own sword, literally. So how were the rabbis able to derive this concept that we're all responsible for one another from this verse saying that we're actually harming one another when we're running together? You know, what's going on here? How do we resolve this contradiction? So I read a piece by Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs, and he says really the entire concept of this general idea that we're all responsible for each other is when things are good, we're all okay. We act as a community, right? Judaism is a communal religion for the most part, and it's all good. But we're not really conscious about it. When it happens that there's some kind of impending danger, that's when we have to turn this on. We have to be thinking, how can we help not just myself, right? Because if I just help myself, I'm going to go stumble over someone else if there's some impending danger. How do I help myself, and how do I help someone else get through this? And that's really the message that the rabbis are trying to teach us by deriving such an impactful message from such an interesting verse here. So with that, my bracha to everyone is that in these times where this is really applicable, that we all should really be responsible for not only ourselves but for one another, for each other, to be able to push through these difficult times for the Jewish people, and hopefully we'll all be in Eretz Yisrael very soon. All right, with that, I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.